What does Martha Stewart, Will Smith, Steven Spielberg, and Oprah Winfrey all have in common? Well, yes, they are celebrities and they make a lot of money. But at one point of their lives, all of them have been victims of identity theft, the fastest white collar crime. Welcome to this webinar, Avoiding Identity Theft. My name is Sylvia Watford. I'm a financial educator with Virginia Credit Union, and I will be your presenter. If you have any questions regarding this webinar, you can reach out to our team at vacu.org/educators, or you can also contact me at sylvia.watford@vacu.org. So is identity theft a problem? Well, in 2017, the amount of identity theft has increased. 16.7 million individuals were victims, and as you can see, it has been rising during this time period. Also, during that year, $16.8 billion were lost just in fraudulent activities. So here are the top 5 identity types of identity theft. Number 1 is credit card fraud, particularly new accounts. Then you have miscellaneous identity theft. You have tax fraud is number 3, mobile telephone in terms of new accounts, number 4, and number 5 is credit card fraud with existing accounts. So what exactly is identity theft? Simply put, identity theft is when someone obtains your personal information, they commit fraud, and they did not have your permission. Now, so many times we think that this may be someone that we don't know, but keep in mind that it could also be someone that we know. I remember working with an individual, going over her credit card with her credit report with her, and there were some transactions on her credit card that she said that she did not authorize those transactions. We did a little, we were digging a little deeper, and what we found out is that there were some purchases on one of her store card accounts, and her daughter, her adult daughter that was living with her, had stolen her information and really committed identity theft. So it could be someone that you know or someone that you don't know. But the bottom line is that they have your personal information, they commit fraud, and they did not have your permission. So how does identity theft occur? Again, the key here is that the thieves are looking to get your personal information, your name, your address, your social security number, your account number, any type of information that would identify who you are so that they can use that to profit financially gain in terms of financial gain. So one of the ways that they can do that is what's called dumpster diving, believe it or not. Thieves actually go through our trash and they're looking for personal information. I remember doing a presentation at a rehab facility, and one of the participants actually raised his hand and he said, what she's saying is correct, because he was a recovering addict, but he said, I used to do that, and you would be amazed at the information that people throw away. So you want to make sure that you shred your personal information. Another way that identity thieves can get our information is through skimming devices, particularly on ATM machines. So what happens is that they actually place this device over the ATM machine, and this device will get all of our personal information, and then they will go probably in the wee hours of the morning. They'll take the device off and they'll be able to download the personal information, account numbers, names, all of that information. The other way is that simply stealing your ID or any type of personal identifying information. Now, sometimes when we think of stealing your ID, you may think someone stole your wallet or stole your purse, but a lot of times they steal that by you revealing personal information you didn't realize was being stolen. I can remember an example where this lady, her ID kept being compromised and she kept having these fraudulent activities on her credit card account. What had happened is that she was visiting a certain restaurant, And what they found out is that when she made her payments using her card, the waitress was taking the card, taking that information, and stealing her and other individuals' personal information. So anytime information is revealed, it gets in the hands of the wrong person, identity theft can occur. The other way that it can occur is through data breaches. This is when there's a security incident where someone steals confidential information, typically from a business, and they use that information to again commit fraud. Just in 2017, the number of data breaches increased to like 1,579. And the one that you may be most familiar with is the data breach with Equifax. In 2017, Equifax, the credit reporting agency, the information was compromised, and we know that about 143 million individuals' information was stolen. Not only did it include name, address, account numbers, but it also included social security numbers. So again, the identity thieves, they're trying to get that information, that personal information, and use it for profit. The other way that it could happen is with technology fraud. Technology is a wonderful tool. We can do so many things with technology, but it's almost like a two-edged sword. We can use it for our benefit, but at the same time, identity thieves will try to use it to, again, get our personal information. They do this by what is called phishing. This is when fraudulent emails may be sent to you, and it looks like a trusted financial institution. They may be reaching out and they say, your information has been compromised. Click on this link. We need you to verify your account number. And all they're doing is looking to get your personal information. And now they have that information to commit fraud. Another example of this is called vishing. Similar um, scheme where they make fraudulent phone calls and they may say, oh, we're calling you from the IRS or Medicare, and we need to verify your information. They may even leave a voicemail, but they want you to respond by providing your personal information. The other way this is done is called smishing. And this is when fraudulent text messages may be sent to you saying that there was a compromise on your account. And so you need to click this link. And again, they're trying to, a lot of times in that particular case, have you download a virus that is going to get your personal information. So technology is a way that thieves will look to try to get your personal information. So now what can you do as a consumer? Several steps that you can take. First, you want to deter by minimizing your risk of becoming a victim of identity theft. And one of the ways that you can do is that this is to protect at all costs your personal information. Think about who you are giving your information to, why they need it, and then try to protect it as much as possible to make sure that you are providing it to a reliable source. Many of you may have received these credit card solicitations in the mail that tells you, oh, you've been pre-approved for a certain dollar amount. How do you get these credit card solicitations anyway? Well, a lot of times financial institutions, they will purchase your name and your address from the three credit reporting agencies, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. So one of the things that you can do is you can do what we call opt out. And that is when you simply block your name and your address from being sold by the credit reporting agencies. You can do that by going to the website optoutprescreen.com, or you can call the toll-free number, and you can call this one number and it will block you out of all the three credit reporting agencies. Now remember, you want to protect your personal information as much as possible. So you can also register on the Do Not Call registry. This will at least block your information from solicitors to actually call you. So again, you are limiting the amount of people that have access to your personal information. The other thing that you really want to think about is the type of information that you share on social media. Social media is great in terms of connecting with individuals, but keep in mind that there are identity thieves out there trying to get your personal information. So just really be aware of what information that you share. I know a friend of mine was telling me that, she knew of someone who was traveling. She was taking this trip to France, to Paris, and she has all these pictures on her social media page with her traveling. And I asked, does she have an alarm at home? Because this is in real time. Everybody knows that she's out of the country. So again, she's made herself vulnerable in reference to that. So be just aware of what you share on social media. And then just in terms of shopping online, make sure that you are using a secure website. And one of the ways that you can do that is that you want to make sure that in terms of the browser, you want to make sure that there is an S, there's a HTTPS, and that S means that that is a secure site, especially when you are entering your personal information. So be aware of that as well. By all means, you want to be looking at your credit report. Remember, you can get a free copy of your credit report at annualcreditreport.com. And until April of 2021, you can also receive a free copy online every week. So this allows you to be aware of what is going on in your credit report. So that if there's anything there that does not belong to you, that is a red flag, and you want to make sure that that is corrected. So now, what are some of the red flags that may let you know that you are possibly a victim of identity theft? You might have mail that is missing. One of the things that we know that thieves will do is that they'll take the information, they'll change the address, and then you might not receive that mail. The other red flag could be creditors calling you saying that you did not pay a piece of credit on time, or there could be collection agencies calling you and you know that you've paid everything on time. Probably the most frequent way that people realize that they are a victim of identity theft if you are denied credit and you know you've been paying everything on time, because again, that information will be reported in your credit report. Now, let's say unfortunately you do fall prey and you're a victim of identity theft. What would be the first step that you would need to take? You would want to go to this website, identitytheft.gov, or you can call the toll-free number and they will walk you through the steps to take to develop your recovery plan. You basically indicate what type of information was stolen, and step by step, you will be told, contact your creditors, complete an affidavit, have a police report done. But that step will let you know what you will need to do so that you can put your plan in action. One of the things that we encourage and recommend individuals to do is consider placing a credit freeze on your credit report if you've been a victim of identity theft. When the breach occurred in 2017 with Equifax, my information was compromised and I put a credit freeze on my credit report. What that means is that that simply locks my credit report so that no one can access my credit report unless I authorize for that lock to be lifted. So if I'm going to apply for a loan, I have to reach out to Equifax, have them lift my account, so that the creditor that I'm applying for that loan with can look at my credit report, and then I have to reach back to lock that free. So that's just an added layer of protection that you can do in terms of placing a credit freeze on your credit report, and there is not a fee for that. If you are a victim in terms of tax fraud, you can reach out to the IRS Identity Theft Protection Unit, and that toll-free number is 1-800-908-4490. And also, as a resident of Virginia, you can reach out to the Virginia Office of the Attorney General. And by reaching out to the Office of the Attorney General, you can be issued a Virginia identity theft passport, which will allow you to have a card that indicates that you were a victim of identity theft. As always, you can reach out to your credit union. We partner with Balance, the free financial coaching service. So if you have any questions regarding identity theft, you can contact Balance, and you can also contact our team at vacu.org/educators. So you may not be the Martha Stewart or the Will Smith or the Steven Spielberg or the Oprah Winfrey, who were all victims of identity theft, but hopefully from the strategies that I've shared today, you can minimize your risk of being a victim of identity theft. Thank you so much for listening.